the year, we met and spoke many times with members of SED, including State Education Commissioner Betty Rosa, and members of her SED department, and they egregiously claimed that the East Ramapo Central School District was facing a $20 million deficit. It would not be able to actually open school in September, and we further heard that they wouldn't be able to make payroll in July, and they would have issues with paying some of their vendors as well. Obviously, claims that we know are now incorrect. The monitors over the summer recommended an additional 4.38% tax increase above and beyond the voter-approved 1% increase, bringing the total to about 5.38%. Commissioner Rosa signed off on this significant tax hike that was recommended again by the monitor, overriding the will of the voters and creating substantial financial strain across my district. This tax increase has placed many residents in dire straits, leading to situations where families are struggling to keep their heat and water on, issues that my office has been working tirelessly to address. To make matters worse, at the time, SED and my assembly colleague at the time even proposed a state takeover of the district based upon that false narrative. Last night at the East Ramapo School Board meeting, external auditors hired by the school district revealed something shocking. The district is not in a deficit, but actually has a $30 million surplus. So 20 million deficit, 30 million surplus, a $50 million change. We're here today to ask the SED, the State Commissioner Betty Rosa, and the monitors one fundamental question. What did they know, and when did they know it? More importantly, how will the taxpayers be made whole? These residents deserve to see immediate action, starting with refund checks to compensate them for the undue burden placed upon them. Commissioner Rosa, SED, and the monitors must also be held accountable, not only for approving this unwarranted tax increase, but for scapegoating the school board and district taxpayers when they were not the problem. As lawmakers, we rely on information that we are given by state agencies to make policies and decisions. To find out not only that these numbers were off by such a large amount is extremely concerning and unacceptable. In conclusion, while I'm relieved that the East Ramapo has the financial stability to continue operations, that's a good thing, the situation underscores a glaring failure. The monitors paid for by the district have proven ineffective, and Commissioner Rosa's decisions require immediate and serious scrutiny. I want to introduce Shragi Greenbaum. Shragi works with Aguda and is the Rockland representative here, and he has some comments that he wants to make about last night's information that was released by the board. So Shragi?
Thank you, Senator Weber, for your tireless effort on behalf of the community. This has been an egregious affront to the community, a community that cares about education, a community that cares about public and non-public education. We are very proud of our board, have our representatives on the Board of Education having done a very good job and making sure that all the children in East Ramapo, again, non-public and public, get the services they need. Unfortunately, the school district was working under an assumption that there was not enough money. It created the attitude and atmosphere that was created from the state level to the monitors down to the district was that we need to prioritize the public school students and the non-public school students now to get us back seat. What has happened is that neither the public school students nor the private school students are getting the services they need. The public school students don't have enough teachers, their staff is underpaid, new hirees can't come in, and the services to the non-public school have been cut dramatically, where our kids, students with special needs are not getting the services they need. The professionals, the psychologists, the PTs, and other therapists were pulled back from the non-public to private schools. We ask that this be resolved quickly, that the money be reallocated where it belongs, and that services be returned to our students. And once again, thank you, Senator Weber.
Thank you. Thank you, Shragi. Next, we have Natasha O'Dane to have a few words as well. Natasha.
Thank you so much, Senator Weber, for your hard working on behalf of the community. As we all know, our children are our future, And for the past years, our children of East Ramapo and public schools as well as private schools have been suffering of lack of teachers, of classes, of the equipment and resources that are needed in order for them to be a good citizens for tomorrow. And for Senator Weber to have this news today is very shocking to us in the community. And we are asking for immediate help. We are asking for immediate resources to come back to the community in order for all of the children to be benefited of the education system. Thank you again, Senator Weber.
Thank you. Thank you, Natasha. I noticed Ms. Davis is here.
Yes.
Did you want to say a few words?
I could.
Sure, come on.
Thank you. So good morning to all of you, and thank you, Bill, for putting on this press conference. Last night, I was actually at the board meeting, and I heard this resounding news about the money that was not used for the children in the East Ramapo Central School District. And I would like to call on the board to ensure that transparency is done now so that our children will have the resources they need in the East Ramapo Central School District. I am not going to say private or public because they're all children and they're of the East Ramapo Central School District. And we're looking for a greater community of children. Our future is in trouble. And I'm asking that we do our best right now, to get the resources. I heard a teacher get up last night and spoke of the overcrowding in her classroom. She's mentally and physically healed when she gets home at night because she's serving 2 classrooms at the same time. And that's unfair when we have the money sitting there and not knowing that it was there. And the community was enraged. We were crying. We were working hard for our children. And now we know this. So I'm asking that it will be used for our children's future. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. And, you know, she makes a great point. You know, these teachers are overworked. They have large classroom size. And to know that the money was there all along, set up by this false narrative, is even more troubling for us to hear. So, you know, we demand accountability. We're going to have conference calls and meetings immediately set up with the commissioner and members of the SED to really get to the bottom of this, to make sure that this doesn't happen again. And we want to be, as I said earlier, we want to make sure that we have the information at hand to know what's going to go on in the out years. You know, earlier this year, we also got projections not only for this year, but for future years as to what the needs and the deficits are going to be in this district. We want to make sure that we get accurate information, updated information, and that if we have that information, we can deal with whatever challenges may be coming up in the future. But having incorrect information all along, knowing that this money was sitting out there, is unacceptable, and we're going to demand accountability from the commission.